Hi. So one of the chats I had, I want, first of all, understand where I wanted the chat to land, and then you'll understand the context of my chat. I wanted the conversation point to land on, but who are you actually? Who do you think you are that the world needs bestowed upon them? Everyone needs a piece of you. Like, who are you? So I start with Tom Selleck, and I go, do you know that Tom Selleck, when wooing his wife, he fell in love with his wife in the 80s, and he went to Cats over a dozen times, and he's still with her to this day, and he's never cheated, and he's absolutely in love. Tom Selleck. Tom Selleck doesn't feel the need to be with more than what fell in love. Okay. Then I said, you know who else I said? Alice Cooper. He goes, how do you know that? I go, because I watched him say it in an interview, and I believe him. He was basically saying to the reporter, go find something. I'm in love with my wife. He fell in love with his wife. She was a ballerina. When I saw this interview, he said, we've been together 31 years, and I'm in love with her. Alice Cooper. Kids might have to look him up. Then I said, you know Matthew McConaughey's story? Now, he is the God for some people. He saw his wife walking across the room. I've seen this come out of his mouth. I don't repeat anything unless I saw it come out of somebody's mouth. He said, I watched her go across his room, and I didn't say, who is that? I said, what is that? And he thought of his mother's voice or something, saying, a girl like that, you go across the room. And he went across the room and talked to her, and he goes, I've never been on another date since. Matthew McConaughey doesn't believe he should spread himself across the world. He's good enough to just be with one. Like, he's not thinking in his head, I don't mean good enough. Like, how do I mean? He's not thinking I'm all that in a bucket of chicken, you all need some chicken. Then, the home run. So I did Tom Selleck, Alice Cooper, Matthew McConaughey, all gods in their own right, in their own realm. Then I said, Paul Newman. You kids might have to look him up too. But all three of the first mentioned gentlemen would stop in the tracks of Paul Newman. Age-old god of all gods. When he met Joanne Woodward, that was it. His head spun around. I even think maybe they were both married. Head spun around. Famously said to a reporter that he doesn't cheat and everything. They were saying something to him about that, and he goes, why would I go out for hamburger when I have filet at home? It was very simple. So I'm telling this, and I'm trying to go fast, but as you may imagine, I probably made that an hour-long chat with the narcissist, right? I'm kidding. But no, I'm telling him this, and I'm going, so they all, like, who are you? So now his head is like, I don't care what age, what gender, those people are the men, right? So he's like, I don't know who I don't know. I go, do you understand why it's so weird to me? I said, like, who are you? For the love of Blanche, you think that you are such a valuable commodity that the world needs you bestowed upon them in every way, shape, piece that you can find? And he didn't know what to say. I'm not saying I'll get through to him. He was probably holding his breath till he get home. But like I told you, I can't let anything go. If I see something, I say it. If I think of something, I say it. I'm at the point that, was it hard? Was it a painful week? Sure. But I still tried to maintain my composure and get out what I have in my mind. It's my style. I can't not say it. So when you think about those men, I want you to think about, it's not impossible. And how do you know? You don't know. These people might be cheating. Oh, please. Nobody knows anything about best friends you have. But I'm telling you that in the pop culture I've followed, I just happen to know that it seems these men remain true. And that's just 4 off the top of my head, because I happen to know those stories. That's all. I'm sure there's endless stories out there. But next time you look at your narcissist, don't even maybe say it to them. I'm not encouraging confrontation. But look at them and think, who do they think they are? And think of Tom. Alice Cooper might not be a hunk, but he's a gentleman with his wife. He married a ballerina. His musical act is just that, an act. He's a golfing, I think, conservative, nice guy with makeup. Okay? Matthew McConaughey, Paul Newman. And they didn't feel the need. I just, it's fascinating to me that they feel, and that's what I kept saying, by the way, okay? So the conversation landed there, and that's where I was. I stayed in that for a while, because I got to really lay it on thick. So I go, but like, really though, no, like, who do you think you are? Like, who do you? And he's like, I mean, pardon me, didn't know what to say. Not to say there was any, but I mean, it's just a question that faces you, and I just thought it was necessary for me to point out to him that he's not any way, shape, or form any of the aforementioned. I don't know why it was I felt it was my duty to point it out. Like, I just wanted to help him along and make him, like, maybe fast forward to get into a point of growth. Because, seriously, who do they think they are? That's really the question for them. You can't. I know, don't if you can't. But it's the question to me. Like, who do they think they are that the world needs them? They feel the world needs them. Like, we're going to shut down if they don't spread themselves everywhere. Everyone needs to meet them, laugh at them, be with them. It's just the biggest ego ever. Ever. It's the biggest ego I can imagine having. That you think everyone needs a piece of you. Oh my God, and then to be so driven by it, they're a slave to it. That's got to be torture. That has got to be torture. I've always been like, I am not a follower, so that would be torture for me, to be led by something that is controlled by the masses. Like, I got to go out and impress people. Anyway, think of that. Think of Tom Selleck.